Very good morning, Mr. Fleming.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much. How about you?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you.
All right. I'm the principal of the school, Shanti Priya, and next to me is
Very nice to meet you.
my pleasure too. Next is the vice principal, Sirisha.
Hello, sir. Welcome.
That's really nice. So it is indeed a privilege to have you amidst us, especially on the day of independence, Mr. Flemings. Our director also has joined in the session. So I would request Mr. Chella, sir. Sir is facing some kind of a glitch, Mr. Fleming.
That's okay.
I was told that you were very keen, interested in interacting with the children. So we thought we shouldn't waste much of our time, in discussing amidst us. So we would want to leave the platform open for you to interact with the kids. So a warm welcome into the Vista family. We have the grade 9 and 10 students along with us. The flow of the program, as you're already aware, I will leave the platform for you. Post your message to the kids. There will be a round where they will be asking the questions to you so that it could be a kind of more interactive session. And after that, we would be declaring the results of the competition which is done. We will be sharing the name list with you in the chat box to you so that you could announce and we will share the certificates on the screen.
Okay, let's hope that all works. A lot of rain today.
Yeah, one minute. I would want to introduce our director. So since there's a technical problem, sir is here.
Again, good morning and happy Independence Day.
Andrew.
And we are excited to have you here. This is a kind of a first time for us to do this virtually. And kids are very excited about hearing from you. And I heard they have some interesting questions to ask you as well. So I'm looking forward to your talk. Again, thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you. What should I should say Swatantra Dinosheva Shubhakakshalu.
Wow,
I believe.
That's really wrong.
Thank you very much.
Greetings to all the children on India's 74th Independence Day. It's a day when the country unites to celebrate together as one. Diverse music, dance, languages, colours, faiths, traditions, costumes and culture, which combined all makes for an incredible India. But this time it's been celebrated, as your principal director has acknowledged, in a very different way due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which is threatening people across the globe. All celebrations have been confined to homes or with very minimal allowance for public gathering. Social distancing has become the norm everywhere. Ideally, today, I would be at your school standing together with you all while the Indian flag is hoisted to enjoy the cultural programs and, of course, all the sweets that follow. However, I'm happy today to join you virtually, hoping and praying that you all remain safe and healthy, and that all of us together can see this crisis through soon. I am fervently hoping that the vaccine for COVID is made available to all, and that happens soon. Clinical trials are underway across the world. In my country, the Oxford vaccine being manufactured at the Serum Institute in India is a wonderful example of the UK-India collaboration. Closer to Hyderabad, my office is supporting Indian manufacturers by facilitating the production of cost-effective ventilators that match with global equality standards. We are looking for even more proactive collaboration with India in the global fight against COVID. Education and the right to education is one of the most fundamental rights of citizens across the globe. In my job here in India and my previous job in Nigeria, I like nothing more than to interact with young people like you in your own learning environment. You are all collectively our hope for a better tomorrow. But not all children in the world are as fortunate. So this Independence Day, I would like to take a moment to reflect on their plight and what my government is trying to do to help alleviate this. In September last year, our Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced £515 million for education at the UN to help get 12 million children back into school, half of them girls. And this will boost economic growth and improve women's rights in some of the poorest countries in the world. Globally, 131 million, I'll say again, 131 million girls do not go to school. And even among those that do, teenage girls and young women are 3 times more likely than young men to drop out of school or higher education. One of the greatest challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic is its impact on education. Essential lockdown measures to prevent the spread of the deadly disease means the closure of primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions across the globe. Often without much notice, schools, colleges, and universities have had to adjust to new ways of delivering lessons and connecting with their students, just as we are doing for this special event today. The pandemic has forced education to be delivered online, and those who are on the wrong side of the digital divide are left without the chance. The challenge, as of now, is to find innovative platforms to ensure equal access to education for all. It is also the time to reach out to the underprivileged students by sharing what you could afford to do in any and every possible way. In addition, we have to think about mental health and well-being. And for young people, there are particular needs, particular risks, and particular issues that we have to all be aware of. At no time more than this is it important we look out for our friends, our families, and those around us, including the children of those that might be working for our families in different ways. As many countries begin a strategic exit from confinement, institutions, officials, and those who decide politics and policies are evaluating the full impact of the outbreak on learning. They are also exploring strategies to get back on the pathway to delivering their sustainable development education goals. A British education, I would say, of course, is a quality mark and a passport to global success. The UK is home to some of the oldest and most respected universities in the world, including 3 that are ranked in the global top 10, and some of the very best. Studying in the UK is truly an inspirational experience. We attract more overseas students than any other country except for the US. The UK is diverse, multicultural, and a home to a large Indian diaspora. Anda Riki Danyavadamalu.
Okay, so now that Sir has expressed this message, shared his views, I would ask the children to raise their hands as they would want to start asking questions to Sir. So as you raise your hands, you unmute yourself and you will start posting the questions. So can I ask Asmat to start off with the first question?
Yeah, good morning, sir. So my first question to you may be a bit type of Like I'll tell you the question. How were people's reaction when you helped them? Were they kind, or the looks were like he's doing just for show off or something? Like thought that people think all those things. So
That's a really good question. Thank you very much for that. I think if you want to help somebody, you should do it because you actually genuinely want to help that person. Unfortunately, there are people that do help, but doing it more because of the publicity it gives them than the reason for doing the actual help. And I think it very much depends how you approach going and trying to help people in different ways. And there's so many different ways you can help people. You can help an old person in your community, maybe carrying their shopping bag, or you can go and help somebody on a big scale and open a computer laboratory in a public school which doesn't have the means to provide such facilities, and you're the one who's going to fund it. Many, many different ways. And it doesn't matter which example you pick. It's doing it in a humble way, doing it in a way that puts that person and the reason for your generosity at the front and center, not about you and about, look at me, I'm doing this. So I try to take that approach of being very gracious if I help somebody in any way. I never say, oh, look, done for you. I have to say that in 99% of cases, I think people are very happy if I'm able to do something little to help them. My favorite poet is Maya Angelou. I don't know if you've heard of Maya Angelou. I hope some of you have. She's a poet from the US. She has lots of quotes, which I think are brilliant. But one of them is people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And I think that's one of the most powerful quotes you can remember. And if you're going to help somebody, also think about that in the back of your mind, and I don't think you'll go far wrong.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fleming. The answer was so apt, I would say that. Next, Pareen, can you unmute yourself and pose the question?
Yes, ma'am. So my question is related to the educational system. So you must have heard about the new educational system. So how do you think it will impact the children of different social classes, and how do you think that we can help improve it?
That's also a good question, and I have to be very honest with you. I'm not an education expert. Of course, in the UK, we do have people working globally who are education experts, and in India, we have the British Council. The British Council are really the education arm of the UK's overseas presence, and even they have an office and presence here in Hyderabad and an online library, which I, by the way, very much recommend to any of you that like books. Really a vast collection can be accessed through that. So in answer to your question, yes, I have heard, but it's difficult for me to really make too much of a comment or a judgment on that. I'm sure that the changes are made with the best intention and trying to improve education, and I hope that means education for all. I think, as with any change, and we're always